All right, so I wanted to make this video because I have seen ad nauseum posts from strength and conditioning coaches or private sector coaches within baseball that whine and bitch and complain nonstop about this is, there's plenty of topics, but for one, them saying that high school coaches have no idea what they're doing or college coaches have no idea what they're doing and long distance runs are stupid or training circuits are stupid. You want to know what they're really good at that private sector coaches are not? Understanding how the game is played, putting together lineups, understanding the dynamics of in-person training within an actual skill-based practice, not development. They're also really good at understanding a needs analysis of what they need to do to win. Now, there are going to be exceptions to this rule, right? Like, not every coach is going to be fantastic. But I can guarantee you that the majority of them have the athlete's best interest in mind. They're doing their very best to try and produce wins for their team, the development of young men, and the ability to create a great experience for them centered around those things: hard work, dedication, commitment, time management, working with others, all of those things. So when a coach that's in the private sector that's never, and I won't say never, but like has coached teams before, but has kind of lost touch with the reality of a guy's daily experience and like how to actually manage a roster of like 20 to 35 guys, they attack the coach for doing their best at trying to figure out what the team needs. And I've been guilty of this too. So I'm not singling myself out by saying like, oh, I'm not doing this. I'm just saying like, I've been willing to change my opinion on this and understand where those coaches are coming from, especially considering one of my best friends now was my high school coach, who before I had this coming to Jesus moment, I did think that conditioning tests and long runs and some of the things that you were doing in a practice setting were stupid. But you have to understand that like if you've studied for hours and hours the development side of the game and all the intricacies with it, you have to understand that probably 99.9% of people are not going to be in that camp. And so you can't expect for them to understand the entire reasoning behind everything, especially if you can't distill it down to a level that they can understand. So, all right, to bring this back to a point, now that I've got that out of my system, long distance running has gotten so demonized, and hard work has gotten so demonized because of workload management and and taking care of athletes and the mental strain on athletes. And what it really is, it's not injuries that we should be concerned about. It's not a guy doing too much that we should be concerned about. That's actually the last thing that we should be concerned about. The thing that we should be concerned about is creating soft players that once they do get to college, they're just going to play the blame game and they're just going to be like, oh, well, this, my coach, whatever, we're doing this. And so all of those things are fighting against me. Bullshit. Like, you go onto any Division I roster where a team is having success, I can guarantee you that 24 of the 25 guys or 34 of the 35 guys, however many, whatever, maybe all of them even, are not bitching and complaining about something that they had to do because they didn't see it that way. They just saw it as something that was required in order to make the team better. So if their coach woke them up and said, like, hey, we're going to run 5 miles, they would just say, yes, coach, and they would get it done. They wouldn't be fucking worried about how their legs are going to feel, or, oh, this is going to give me, shin splints, or this is going to, oh, well, my whoop score, fucking, what the fuck, man? Like, get that shit out of here. Now, there's obviously caveats to that. Like, if your coach all of a sudden like says like, yeah, you're not going to have to do any long distance running, and then has you run like a 10K, yeah, like chances are you're probably going to run into some pretty serious DOMs, like some pretty aggressive, like, shin splints, knee pain, hip pain, whatever, because you haven't been prepared for that. But like, if your coach says 6 months out, like, hey, we're going to run a timed 3 mile at tryouts, you have this much time to prepare, and you're still like, and so what you do is you just sit there, and instead of just, preparing to run 3 miles, which is not far, takes you 25 minutes on the high end, instead of just preparing to run the 3 miles, you just sit there and you just say, this is so stupid. This is so stupid. This is so stupid. This is so stupid. And you just cultivate this negative mindset that's so geared towards negativity, thinking that that's going to move you forward, when in reality, it just keeps you in the same spot, and you make zero progress. Zero. Whereas the guys who are just going to continue to get better, whether or not a run or a workout or a training modality is going to benefit them, or a drill or anything that their coach has them do, the way that they perceive that is going to have a more positive impact than the guy who just says, this is stupid, I don't know why we're doing this. So the overarching theme of this is that we are losing the ability for young players to bootstrap and just tie down the idea of hard work. And yes, having a individualized plan that can, fix any of the specific things that a player is working on is very, very beneficial. But a lot of coaches have a lot of things to manage, and they can't write 35 individual programs. And so they need to look at the needs analysis. We need to develop a very robust aerobic capacity for our starters, for our starting pitchers. We want guys to be able to improve their ability to recover, which is a big reason why people do like zone 2 work. It helps you recover. If you didn't know that, welcome to it. We need to do these kinds of drills, whether it's a hitting drill or a fielding drill, because it is the level of knowledge that coach has. And he has probably seen it work for other players in the past. And so because of that, he's using that as the model to use it for his team, which is not a lapse in judgment. It's not coming from a place of ego. It's simply coming from a place of the coach caring and trying to do what's best for his players. He also has time constraints. He also has to understand the schedule. He has to understand like when they're playing, what can they do? What can they not do? There's a lot of shit going on. It's easy to sit in a bedroom here, or sit in an office, or sit in a industrial weight room somewhere to where each individual athlete's paying you, and say, oh, well, that's so dumb. Like, you shouldn't be doing that. You should be doing this. And so then you are enabling the player to rebel, and you're also allowing for your own ego to get in the way, thinking that you know what is best for a guy that you see for 2 hours a day, when there's a coach that sees him 10 times the amount you do. He probably understands him a lot better than you do. So to kind of wrap this up and bring this to a head, I just want to say that you should not allow for any kind of like, it just sounds so stupid. You can't allow for the actual work to scare you. And I think that's what we're doing. we're looking at the work and we're saying like, oh, is that going to be too much? Like, well, it's Monday. I have a game on Friday. It's like, if you really have trouble recovering from some of these things, stop looking at the work and start looking at what you're doing to recover from the work and be prepared for the next day. So that's all my thoughts. But all of the best players that I've been around, all of the most humble, selfless, caring individuals that have gone on to do great things and just be excellent human beings, have not had this sort of complaint, whiny, bitchy mindset. They just put in the work and they perceive it as them getting a benefit from it, rather than saying, this is stupid, I'm not going to get any benefit from it at all because I saw something on Twitter or on Instagram saying it was bad for me. When nobody understands you better than yourself. So if you go in with the mindset of saying like, I'm a resilient fucking human being that loves to work hard and loves to pull other people up with me, I'm going to take this as a challenge and just do it, you'll probably lap the whiny, bitchy, moany guys who read something on social media saying it's bad. And so that's their perceived intent of what it is. Oh, it's bad, I'm not going to do it. See ya.